Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to take a look at the MP3 audio, and in particular, what we will want to do is we want to turn these MP3s into animated video. However, you could run into a situation where you don't have the transcript and you don't necessarily have a script. So if that's the case, what can you do? This is actually going to be a case where it's going to be helpful to have your video editor. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull one of these MP3 audios into the media bin. So we're going to open up our video editor. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag this onto the timeline. Now, one of the things that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to decide on scenes. We're going to need to decide on where those scenes are going to occur. And one of the ways that you can do this inside of Camtasia is to use markers. So we're going to turn on the marker view. And what we're going to do is at the point at which we want to determine that a scene has occurred, we're going to mark that place on the timeline. So we're just going to start the player right now.
There's a big misconception among many young people, especially those coming out of college.
Okay, so let's say that what we want to do there is we want to make this a marker. So we want to make this one scene. So we're going to bring that down to the marker view. We're going to mark this space. And then we're going to go to the next space.
That is the belief that the only thing that matters is what you do after you get your credit card, not before. Well, that's a terrible misconception that even prevents some from getting a line of credit.
Okay, so we're going to mark this space as our second scene.
Building credit is the act of managing your finances correctly, even if you don't have a credit card.
Okay, we're going to mark this as our third scene.
This includes paying your bills on time, your loans, purchases you've made, all that stuff.
And we're going to mark this space. And we're going to go through one more period here, and we're going to mark one more space.
Let's discuss the first implications of paying bills on time.
Okay, so we actually have 4 spaces. And if we were going to do this, honestly, we probably would say that we would probably cut this to make a 6th scene. So we probably have now 6 scenes for our audio. So what we're going to do now is we're going to decide on keywords for each scene. So what we're going to do is draw the cursor back to the beginning. We're going to open up our notepad file, and then we're just going to choose keywords for each of the scenes. So let's make this smaller. And then we're going to start the player here again.
There's a big misconception among many young people, especially those coming out of college.
Okay, so we've got some keywords. Maybe we want to do misconception, college for the first. Then what we're going to do is go to the next scene, and we're going to start the play again.
That is the belief that the only thing that matters is what you do after you get your credit card.
Okay, so we're going to decide to use after credit card. So let's go to scene number 3.
Not before. Well, that's a terrible misconception that even prevents some from getting a line of credit.
Okay, so we'll say prevent getting a line of credit. We're going to go to the next one.
Building credit is the act of managing your finances correctly, even if you don't have a credit card.
Okay, so you're getting the idea. What we're doing is we are choosing keywords that we're going to use in order to gather our assets to our timeline. So in this particular case, we're going to look for misconception in college. We're going to look for after and credit card. We're going to look for prevent and line of credit or loan. And we're now going to use this keyword list in order to draw assets to the timeline. So we'd start with misconception in college. So now we've designed our first scene. As you can see, misconception in college with words and then this image. And we're going to go through the same list of keywords throughout the entire audio, and we're going to design our scenes. Now, once we've designed all the scenes in the very same way, it'll then be time to bring the audio into the video creation software. But before we do that, there is a step that we're going to need to take, and we'll discuss that in the next video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.